The views and opinions of this video and comments on this channel do not necessarily reflect or represent the views and opinions of this channel's broadcaster. If you have a complaint about something or find that content is being used incorrectly, don't fucking contact us.
Don't fucking contact us. Just shut the fuck up.
Yeah, damn.
Just shut the fuck up.
This is Balaclava Diaries. We're toxic, we're talking aggressive. If you don't like it, send a message. We're weed stimulated, educated, top rated, and never baited. I am the OG MacG. Over in the corner on my right, far right, that's Lofsky, the kid. Album coming out soon is kind of crazy. I heard it's crazy. We got Mr. Let's Party, fucking chopping up the scene. And today with us we have a special guest, a special guest in my opinion. Somebody who shifted culture, somebody who came into the scene without any apologies and shifted and changed the culture. You know what I mean? From artists to now the media, writing songs, all types of different stuff. Give it up for Jimmy Crunch.
Let's go.
Have some heavy numbers on YouTube.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, fuck. Yeah, man. Just want to kind of get into it, man. Like, your history is deep in the city, man. Deep, man. Bring us to the beginning of that, you know what I'm saying?
As far as like what coming up in the city,
You know, just your come up in the game, like a point of game. Yeah, what does day one to day now look like?
well, I'll say this, like, you know how shit goes for a lot of people. Shit starts in high school, like life kind of starts,
Right.
And when we were in high school, at first me and my friends would run around playing ball, like, but eventually, every time. And I went to Eastern too, so
Okay, so you are Boston?
I was on the ball team in grade 9. After that, I started getting into trouble, this and that. You know what I'm saying? But really, I was never really meant for basketball. But me and my homies, we started getting into like being creative and shit, like throwing parties. And like everyone from my high school knows all this shit. Like we brought like an MPC to our high school. We went and stole an MPC. We went and stole an MPC. Yeah, I saw the whole thing, bro. I put that shit in my pants. It was big.
That's the old NPC, dude. That's
big. 2,500 or something.
this dick. Super heavy.
Luckily, baggy pants were
Yeah, 4X back in the day, you know?
Yeah, so I put that in there, did up the belt, we ran, and then from there we felt like super lit, we felt like, yeah, this is what we're supposed to be doing, shit like this. We started making beats around the school, came up with a crew.
What age is this at?
It was all like grade 10, grade 11. And then started calling ourselves Prime and shit like that. Started throwing parties and shit like
Where
that.
did the word crime come from?
Me and my homie, Tristan Prime, we just sat down one day in class, not doing homework. Just sitting there.
Business meeting, you know?
Big business meeting. Just notepad, just brainstorm. Went through like hundreds of ideas, and then prime is a good word because like when you're in your prime or like when something's prime, it's the best,
That's true.
Yeah, and that's how we felt like we're coming into our prime.
So how far apart from that is the SoundCloud days?
The SoundCloud days, it's crazy looking back because it's all a little bit of a blur.
Yeah.
But I would probably say like after I got out of high school, I think it was 2 years later.
Okay.
Like maybe 1 or 2. So it was a slow thing, man. Because really, I had come out a couple times. Really, I came out the first time as Buck Rogers. A lot of niggas don't even know that.
Yeah, I definitely did not know that.
I've heard that name. I
I
know.
remember that was like Jimmy Johnson or something like that.
I was about to say Jimmy Johnson.
You went through the process of becoming a star, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So I was doing the whole obscure thing, and then, like I linked up with the OVO niggas and shit, and then a lot of shit kind of started changing. There was more eyes on me, and then people themselves started calling me Jimmy Prime.
Really?
Yeah, I didn't even come up with that. People started calling me Jimmy Prime.
You're moving a little too far for it. You're moving too fast. You jumped like a couple years right there.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. For me, so it's a tough timeline, but I would say like, man, the whole time I was doing it, from when I was in high school, I was recording like my first mixtape
Right.
that only my homies heard,
Right.
And
So
then,
would you say you're the first to come out from Prime?
yeah, but I'll say this, Wiz, I know Wiz from shooting videos for him. Yeah, Jay, shout out to my dog, it's like my brother. But we met from shooting videos for him when we were in high school.
Yeah.
But but he wasn't really a part of Prime yet. Wow. And as we started to get to know each other more, he became a part of the crew, you know? So he was really rapping first.
So was it, so it was Prime and then Prime Boys, or how did that happen?
Yeah, Prime was always just a crew. And then me, Wiz, and Donnie were all rapping, we were all repping Prime. And then people just started calling us the Prime Boys. Like, we never came up with that name. People were just calling us that. So we kind of just ran with it. It was one of those things where it's like, people give you a name. It's like when you're in the hood and a nigga gives you a nickname. You kind of just have to uphold it. Like, you know, there's not much you can do, you know.
Yeah, can't escape what it is. So it's like, you know what, accept it, take it on, and turn it into something different.
Yeah,
sure.
Exactly. Just embrace it.
Okay, so from Prime to, you know, kind of like this straight shooting start, like, I have to bring it up. I don't know if you know this, probably don't know this at all, but I was at the hostel when we got the pearl. Oh yeah. First nigga in Toronto, the auto-tune mic man, I died. Like, this nigga had the auto-tune mic on stage. I'm like, these niggas making money. And then that night kind of transformed things for you, I would say. Or like, that night kind of said, like, these kids they mean it, you know what I'm saying? Like, it take us back to that night and it's like going through your mind. Like, that was your first show, no?
That was like my first, like,
that was a big show, you know? Over like a thousand people.
Yeah, it was big. And like, I had done little, like, warm-ups, like, you know, open up for this nigga, like, do a little performance here and there, but nothing where my name was at the headline type shit. So it was the first time I got to fill up a room and shit, and it was dope. Great vibes. Smokey, like, shout out to Smoke Dog and I'm like, they killed the show before me, they opened up. That was crazy. That was a super level.
That's what I was gonna ask you about, like, OG slapping the bell on the stage.
That guy's just a character, bro. I can't speak on him too much. I didn't grow up with the guy, like, like Puffy and Smokey could more tell you about him. I just know him through rap shit. But like, he's a fucking character. He's a dude. Like, you put the camera on, he's gonna do some viral shit every time.
Right. Smooth. That was crazy.
But that whole night was a movie, man. I was on shrooms, I was high. I was fucking that night.
That night was a celebration though, like hard work, didn't you say? Like, yeah. That's why I took it more as because you guys had the whole crew on stage, man. So like every track, man, you jumping up and down like it's, you know? Yeah. You guys like, were like, did it feel like you made it at that point? Like you were on, you know? Like, everybody's in the game, everybody's rapping. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? But like, with that night, make you feel like you also
100%, man. And like, I feel like different people had different hurdles. Like, for me, the rap shit kind of just happened. And like, I never had these big plans of like, I don't know, everybody had different goals and shit. That night for me was like, yeah, dreaming come true for sure. Like, you know, because everyone knew the words to my songs and everyone was everyone was going crazy. You know,
Yeah, I was just like, how does everybody know the words to this? I just heard this like 2 days ago.
You know what though? Back in the day, like when you guys were like back in those times, the DJs were putting you guys on mixtapes, on like dancehall parties and shit like that.
Yeah.
I feel like the DJs are slacking out there. DJs, if you're hearing me right now, like put new artists on. It's not this guy's here, you know. That's how I heard it. My first time. No, real shit. Like for me, like I heard like my first time ever hearing you. I got a random dancehall party, a CD from a dancehall party. I was like, yo, this is sick, bro. And then they're coming from the east and shit. Like, okay. And then that's how I tapped in. Like, so like.
I'll say this, bro. From an old head, like I'm getting kind of old now. I'm just saying, like back in my days, like there wasn't as much going on. I know the DJs right now are worried about all the politics. Every time they go to put on a song, they're gonna have someone come in their ear saying, "Yo, you can't play that." You know, and that's what's kind of like stopping shit from getting played.
Weird stall. Yeah, it's like if your track's heavy, like you came from this route now, this platform can't play you or can't interview you because they interviewed this guy. Like, yeah, I don't want to do it, and I'm a celebrity. I'm a fan. I'm trying to keep that real off the jump. I'm a fan of niggas, you know what I'm saying? And it's just like. I think more people in Toronto need to have that attitude. It's just like.
I think as we grow too, that'll be more commonplace. I feel like I said, a lot of all these politics is new for everyone to do it. But like you said, when it comes to civilians and shit, why the fuck are you gonna pressure a DJ for anything? Niggas just playing good music.
Get some girls in there.
Furthermore, niggas will get on a DJ's head, but you're not gonna go up there and watch music or BET and say nothing to them. So don't get on the just because he's local. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like you go talk to him. Like,
Yeah.
They're just trying to push what's going on with the industry, right?
Yeah.
I think that's the big difference between like Toronto and Atlanta. Because in Atlanta, everyone works with each other despite whatever's going on.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Yeah. And I find like LA, they have a good like culture for that type of shit too, because they're so used to it. Their pops went through the same shit already. You know, not to say it's not like that here for some people, just not for most people.
Yeah, definitely agree with that. Definitely not for the most. Like most people are like this whole politics stuff is it's very new for a lot of people. So like the idea of getting pressured by a man, like most people are gonna fan them out. They're like, yo, I'm gonna get shot, but you don't even know who it is. But that's what we see.
A lot of creative kids in the city though, so it's just like, you know, there's a lot of businesses, or not even a lot of businesses, this is what's crazy about your story. There's probably 5 businesses in total that have ever trademarked a number. Fubu, BMWs, you know what I'm saying? And they made, you know, some change off that, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, coining the word mistakes, or, you know, the term, this is some swaggy ass thing. You just changed the game with that, like, you made a real word that could, like, that's in the fucking Urban Dictionary and shit. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, you're a Webster guy, bro. First of all, that's Webster, bro. Where the fuck did you come up with that shit? You know, like, just like.
It's just a vibe, man. A lot of the shit, like, the 647 416 thing was for sure the foundation of it.
Right.
But more so than anything, it felt right? And then when I started running with it, it was years later that someone came up to me and was like, "Well, there's 6 boroughs in Toronto. Is that why you did it?" And I was like, "No, but that's perfect." Because it's like, you know what I'm saying? Like, sometimes shit is just, it's like destiny, bro. Like, you know, and everything falls into place with it. It was just one of those things, and like, you know, the other day it got brought up like this whole topic, so I had me thinking about it more. And it's like, bro, you gotta remember, it's not like I was trying to make the city cool. The city was really fucking cool at the time. We were going through like a little renaissance.
Yeah.
It was like, you know what I'm saying? Like everything was different. So I was like, bro, there's no way we're gonna walk around and start calling this shit T-Dot. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's time for a new era. Like, definitely time for something different.
You know, that's crazy.
The whole city was on something different. So I just felt like we just gotta put a title to it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, did you trademark it?
I didn't like necessarily trademark it, but I did like business with it where I said, yeah, like, you know,
What kind of business was this?
everyone knows the boy around it, like, you know, like,
Right.
himself 6 God and this that.
Yeah.
So,
Like,
he showed me a lot of love. Like, he showed me a lot of love, and like he broke me off for it and everything. He was like, "Yo, it's cool if I use this," and I'm like, "Man, what do you mean?" Like, for sure. Because you gotta remember at the time too. It's another thing that history doesn't really remember properly. I was a very obscure artist. No one had really heard of me. A few people heard of me, and then this guy was like, "Yo, I want to take that and make it a thing, like, and run with it." And I was like, "Fam, like, that's sick, because if you don't, it's only gonna be me and my friends calling this shit."
Are we all in a super flash right now? This is conversation he's having with Drake and we're going back and forth. Right now, very OG. I said, no, Drake, listen, Drake.
To be fair, I've interacted with him a lot, but a lot of shit I just did with all of them. Like, you know, I was like the brains behind it all, like, you know, and that was how, and me and him would go back and forth, and he was helping me really grow into a good artist and all that type of shit, you know, like giving me ideas, this is my music, all that, helping pick through shit, you know.
So how did Oliver like find you?
Oliver found me. I was doing a photo shoot. Really, the funny thing is, bro, before all the rapping shit, I was a model. I got into a lot of the shit from modeling.
No way. I didn't want to hear about it.
I didn't want to be rude, you know, like.
Just a quick into that. Me and the homies went to New York, fresh out of high school. I think it was like our first year out of high school. And some Japanese niggas came up to me, and like, I think we were like Times Square, somewhere crazy like that, mad people around. And he was like, "Yo, da 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 da." He had a translator with him. The translator was like, "Yo, he wants you to be in his fashion show for New York Fashion Week." I was like, "For real? Like, you niggas try to fuck with me? I'm looking for cameras and shit." You know?
That's a pretty good ass kind of shit.
Why should his chest, man?
That's why I went to New York and became a male model.
Literally, I think we had plans to go back home, and then like I came back out 2 more days later. They're like, "Come back out, we'll fly you, blah, blah, blah." And then, yeah, I did the whole runway walk, all that, right? So then I was into the modeling, and then I started doing shit for Stussy and shit like that. I was modeling for them a lot, you know. I think it was Matt George used to look that up. He used to get me to model for Sliss and shit like that.
That's sick.
And then one of the days I was there was one of the homegirls that was there on the set, like stylist or something like that. She was like, I don't know, she knew all of her, and she brought me up type shit, you know, to some random, like she was just like, he was like, well, how was your day or whatever, like, what have you been on? She's like, yo, I just met this guy. Shout out to that girl, man. I can't remember her name.
Big up to Michael. Big up to the stylist. Big up to the stylist.
He has a horseshoe in his.
Hold on, big up the Chinese man, the Japanese dude, you know what I mean? Big up the fashion dude. You have to pick it all up still.
That's a few lucky things, I can't even lie. But one thing always leads to another, and that's why I tell people, like, bro, when you have opportunities, just take them, because you don't know where it's going to lead you to, you know? It's not like I had plans of being Naomi Campbell or no shit, but modeling led to a lot of good shit for me, you know?
Right.
But that's also got to be a testament to like just energy, right?
Yeah.
Like you're putting out good energy in the world, and then, you know, things happen. Like if you were on some fucked up, toxic, like, oh, I hate this person and that person, like there's no way that would have happened for you.
You're 100% right. Because people are attracted to people who have a good vibes on them, you know what I'm saying? Well, if you have a bad vibe, you're usually attracted to people with a bad vibe. But you know, I'm trying to be positive, and positive people are attracted to me too, so.
So like, Esplanade is a project that's in the southeast corner of downtown Toronto. You know what it is about out there? There's a whole bunch of light-skinned, gangsters. Fucking, the funny thing is, y'all don't need to prerequisite to be light-skinned to be in Esplanade, like.
That's the funny thing about the nod and all that. Niggas really associate me with it. I never said nothing because I don't care to get into it.
Right.
But I've lived all over the city, like 30 different spots.
Okay.
When I was in high school, me and my niggas, like I had a lot of niggas from the nod. So I used to hang out there with them a lot. But I never even lived there before.
So where did you grow up? You know, like this.
I grew up all over. Like I said, like I've lived like downtown, East End, West End. I lived Ajax, Pickering, Scarborough.
Okay.
The checklist, like,
I lived in big ass houses, and then like my parents split up, and then I ended up going from spot to spot in the city, back and forth from each of them and shit. I lived in the hood for a bit. Like I lived in Flemington Park. When I was in high school for 3 years, I lived in Flemington Park, and like I knew a lot of niggas from there, and that's when I really got like my first experience like living in the hood type shit, like you know. And that's why I would say like sometimes niggas get, oh, where you from or whatever, this, that, G-check, and it's just like, nigga, I'm from all over, first of all. And I know niggas from everywhere, so it doesn't really like faze me, you know?
That's the realest story you could have told, because when you live in the projects, number one thing you're running from is either eviction or some type of crazy shit, because everyone's shaking it. You're living in the projects, you know what I'm saying? Like, so at the end of the day, mans do experience moving 4 to 5 times to different blocks or different spots, and that's how mans build certain affiliations in the city, you know what I mean? So I get that still. It's Toronto's not a place where it's like you only experience one area unless like you just don't leave your house. Like there's certain guys that are like that, you know?
Yeah, and even for me, it's like a lot of the niggas that I knew from back them times, they don't live there no more, because it's like you said, bro, like
come up.
Yeah, you live there because you had to live there. Yeah. You live there because we had to live there. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
You guys are the smart guys, yo.
Yeah.
But
So when niggas make it out for a reason,
you have to do at least like a turkey giveaway or something once in a while.
Yeah, for sure. It's for sure good to be going back, for sure. And I'll be going back from time to time and doing shit. But it's like, even like, let's say like the Nod, like most of the niggas that I know from the Nod don't live there no more. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like they be around, but niggas grow up, you know?
Yeah.
I rate that still, because there's a lot of guys out here fucking capping saying they're from a certain block and they're not even from that block. It happens a lot, especially in Toronto.
That's one of those things where it's just like, I just used to let it rock, because all my homies were from there. Whatever the media wants to run with whatever narrative, but it's like, yeah, like I'm from all over the city. That's why whenever I go all over the city, niggas recognize me from everywhere. You know, I have a lot of friends and people just from all over, all different types of walks of life, right? So I think it's a good thing. I always look at it as a positive.
Yeah. True. It's true still, because then you're never really in a beef. You could go to the west, you know certain mans. You go east, you know certain mans. Downtown, you know certain mans.
Yeah,
always,
and bro, I go into any room, I'm comfortable. I'm used to new environments. Like you see some niggas take 20, 30, 40 minutes to get comfortable in the spot. Like, nigga, I'm here. Like,
just
from when
inside,
I pull up.
yo,
Yeah,
you already seen the back wall. Yeah.
Come on, fam. What are we doing, you know? Let's get to it.
Yo. So, Prime Boys, like, full circle, all that shit, like, it was just like, I compared to kind of like Bo Jackson, it was just like a flash, you know what I'm saying? It was like was like 4 years of like just. You guys were all over the place, man. You were like on Vice. You were on fucking all over.
Complex,
fam. Like,
everything.
Everywhere you looked.
Fader,
it
I
was
think, at
either
one point.
Still from the Rob or some Jimmy Prime or Jay Wiss or all 5 of you guys or 6. How many is it in
No, it's
Prime
only
Bros?
the 3 of us.
Three of
It's the
you,
3 of
okay,
us,
okay.
and then Halal Gang had like they had
Right.
Buffy, they had Smokey, and
Right.
for a while they had Moji and shit, and then they had Safe too.
Can you explain that, like, that alliance? Like, what was that all about? Was it just like a music thing? You guys knew each other for a long time?
Yeah, we knew each other from before the rap and shit, especially like my homies knew their homies and shit. And then when the rap shit really started to pop off, then we really started to hang out a lot more. And then like we'd be like sharing studios, sharing connects, producers. We were just like from the same ends, you know what I'm saying? Like, and just ended up linking up, and it was always all love, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, especially me and Puffy and me and Smokey always been really, really close, you know? And like, even if you, like you said, there was a lot going on. If you look at it, like, you know, it was a crazy time.
It was a lot in a rush. Like, it was just like, you guys were moving like Old Night Gucci or something. You know what I mean? Like, you guys are everywhere, fam. Like, tracks dropping, videos, this, that, in the club, popping bottles. Like, you guys are outside.
And one thing I'll say with it too is like, and I'll just say, looking back, man, it was all just like we were just having fun. That's why I say with a lot of this shit, like I didn't go into it with any sort of plans or no shit. Like, of course you want to be a star. That's all I always knew. I want to be a star. So simple, you say it, right? But I never really like thought like, oh, I want to go and you know, sign this big record label and go move to LA and da 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 da. So like a lot of the shit that we were doing was just crazy shit, legendary shit in the city. But yeah, I don't know. I never really wanted to go and move to LA and do all that Hollywood type shit. You know what I'm saying? So it never really happened.
How was that for you, like going through that experience though?
Going through what, the whole music game?
Like just LA and like seeing
LA,
kind of that
LA
like
is
the back
cool,
end.
man. But when I'm out in LA, I feel weird, bro. It's because
It's true still. LA's creepy, man. It's like an eerie vibe, yo.
and there's mad
It's a
people who
lot
aren't
of
from
dead
LA.
souls in the sky.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Every single day. Yo, I don't sleep in LA, fam.
Yeah,
I don't
it's
sleep out
weird
there.
vibes, bro.
Yo, fam.
He's taking it
How
as
much
far
mans
as
get bodied a day in LA, fam? You
spiritual,
can't watch the news all day, yo. You can't.
I would just say this, man. When I'm out there, I'm looking for like the LA vibes, like what is really LA. And you meet a 1-2 real people, but like for the most part, everyone I'm running into is just industry heads from Wisconsin, New York, fucking Idaho, and I just moved out here from Seattle, and I'm from Alberta, and
So
I'm
it's
like,
pretty
bro,
much hot Toronto.
yeah, it's like, bro, like I could just stay home for this shit. Like I thought LA was, you know, but all it is that the industry is just out there, and everyone goes out there. They all flock to it. So I'm like, bro, this is just a bigger rat race than where I was from, you know.
Right.
We're all really too into it.
Sure, definitely.
But I mean, if you have like the love for what you're doing and you want to take it all the way, that's how you do it.
Yeah, it's like it's basically the portal, bro.
Yeah.
Like you enter that, that's like the portal, the fame, the money, all that. Like it comes through that. Like you gotta go through that portal eventually.
Yeah, if you're willing to sell your soul. Nah, I'm playing. Don't take it like no Illuminati shit. I'm not saying it is or isn't. I'm just saying, like, you know.
So who is Jermaine Prime to your career? Who is like,
To my career?
Yeah. Or just to you in general?
To me, he's like my friend. Close friend, right?
Okay.
We went to high school together, same thing. We started priming this, but he came in a little later. We were already doing the thing.
Right.
And then he transferred over to our school. He got in trouble at his school, came over. I seen him hanging out with some waist suits, and I said, yo, fam. Yeah, fam, you're not one of them. Like, you know, come hang out with the
Your
dogs.
shoes are too fresh for those guys.
Fam, you know? I'm like, yeah. I'm like,
I
fam.
don't think many people made Jimmy laugh as much as us right now. So.
Yeah, no cap. But yeah, bro, I brought him through it. And when we were in high school and shit, like I said, I always just been like, you know, I just been myself, like, you know.
Right.
You remember when you were in high school and like the freestyle van would come to the high school? You ever had that shit? The freestyle van used to pull up every now and then at our school.
Okay.
Get a mic to niggas start spitting, you know. And one day I went crazy, you know, and everyone was going crazy and shit. And my boy's like, yo, fam, like you could rap, like. And then sometimes I'd be doing it in the hallway and shit. He's like, yo, fam, I'm telling you, when you rap, it's something about it. Like, you know, it's like crowds start gathering and shit, fam. We got to do something. So then he started saying, like, pushing me. And he's like, I'll manage you, but you got to get serious first, you know?
Yeah.
And then And then I was like, what do you mean serious? You know, like I'm in high school, you know?
Because you're a veteran too.
Yeah, I'm like, fam, I'm a rapper. Like, what do you mean I got bars?
Yeah,
You know?
this guy thinks he's industry already. He's putting you
End
on.
up in the industry working, you know what I'm saying?
Pretty
That's
much,
crazy.
right? So it's funny too. And then my other homies, yeah, they started to gang up on me. Like, you know, they all say, yeah, you're not serious. You're not
So
serious.
you didn't want to do it?
Okay.
Well, I mean, fam, you gotta remember back then, like this is a long time ago, like 2006, 2005 type
No,
shit.
I
Niggas
know,
weren't
man.
really recording themselves like that, like, you know?
Right.
But I these niggas started getting on my head, so
It
I
was
grabbed
still
my MacBook.
expensive back then. Like,
Super
it was-
expensive. To go to a studio was
yeah,
unrealistic.
Yeah.
But I grabbed the MacBook. I grabbed a little $5 mic from the corner store right downstairs.
Okay.
Came back up. We were all in like the trap, whatever. And then I made a whole mixtape. I made my first mixtape. I still have it now, but because I found it the other day type shit. My homie had it on his computer. But yeah, that was like the foundation of it. I made that first mixtape. And then my homie was like, okay, I'll manage you. That's Jermaine, you know? Like,
Jermaine's like, yo, you have to show me something first, though. I'm not just gonna go big you up to
Wax
the man
on,
of
wax
my
off.
because I know some man of, you know?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Pretty much. He was like my first person pushing me into rap shit. And then one thing happened, and I linked up with Oliver. Jermaine and him going back and forth. He's sending him all my little first mixtape shit, you know what I'm saying? And yeah, the rest is history.
So, can I assume that like music is your passion? Like, do you love making
Not
music?
really. If I'm being honest, like music to me is like the modeling. It's like, bro, like I hear some niggas say the passion thing, and I feel that it's cool. To me, music always been like a lifestyle, especially being a nigga. It's like, fam, like when I feel musical, that's what I do. Like, you know, same way if I hear some music, I dance.
Right,
You know what I'm saying?
right.
If someone puts a
The
ball in my
rhythm's
hand,
inside
I'm
of
gonna
you. You
shoot
have the
some moves.
rhythm inside.
Yeah, it's just
Pause.
one of those things I could do. Like same thing with modeling. Fam, how can you be passionate about modeling, right? Some people are. I'm not one of them. It's just something I just happen to do, right? The things that I'm passionate about never really necessarily turn into things that make all this money type shit, right? But sometimes you got to go where the money is at, and then you know, in your free time, you do the shit you're passionate about. You know.
It's a good way to.
For me right now, I say it's probably boxing. That's my passion, you know? Yeah. Every day I get up, I go to the gym. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Fighting niggas and shit. I got like 8 fights in already. I'm doing pretty good. Got a lot of wins and shit. But sometimes you get losses as a part of it, you know what I'm saying? You gotta embrace it. But I love it, you know? It invigorates me. It makes me feel happy to just about life in general. You know what I'm saying? You gotta be happy with what you're doing, right?
100%.
And that's it too. Like the music was just getting like, it felt like I was doing it for everybody else. I wasn't doing it for me no more, you know? So I kind of walked away from it.
So are you still job now? You know?
Yeah.
So are you still recording at all, or you?
I record with my homie Damien sometimes, because Damien, he lives close by me. He has a 6 studio. We're friends. Like we like making music together. When Wiss is around, we make music with him too. Like we do it for fun still, like you know. But all that pressure in the industry.
You had a little single you dropped not too long ago. Yeah. What's the name of the single?
Need You Now. Okay. No, like then you win. That was a vibe. Yeah, it's a vibe. I like it. I like it. Even with that too, it's just like it's not rap, but you know, it's just like fun music. You know? It's just a vibe. So
Is it safe to say that's what triggered the early retirement? Like, from music? Like lose the passion? Like, it was take pressure from retiring from the game.
oh yeah. I wouldn't say I'm retired, but I'm enjoying retirement. At any point in time, I could probably pop out. Like I said, the music is just something.
Yeah, it's not like everybody in music's not ready to retire. Just got to retire for a year and came back and the next day. If you got it, you got it. Same with Jay-Z. Jay-Z's retired, but he comes back every now and again. Exactly. Because like, I see one on it.
If I feel like dropping a verse, I'll drop a verse. But don't expect nothing else from me after that. It doesn't mean I'm going back on tour or nothing like that. Don't get too excited, you know?
What do you say to these young guys nowadays, like, that are kind of like, just framing the music around like violence and just death and murder and so on and so forth? Like, there's a lot of polys in the streets and there's a lot of polys in music too, but so it's like,
I would say for some people, bro, like if it's one of those things where you're just getting shit off your chest, it's therapy. Say whatever the fuck you want, you know. But if you're trying to be like a big artist, and like we were talking about, the politics kind of holds these guys back, right? I would say this: like when you're an artist, you're giving people a meal. Like they're sitting down at a restaurant, And it's like, yeah, bro, like, niggas gotta have a fork and knife sometimes, you know?
Yeah,
There's tools involved, you got your little Glocky, whatever, yeah. But don't give me a plate full of forks and knives, nigga. Like, the fuck, nigga? I gotta eat some fucking food. I need some substance, nigga. What the fuck? Like, I don't care. I don't care about all that shit that much. Just say something that's gonna inspire me. Say something that's gonna make me think about some life, or let me know that you're a real person. Like, talk about your kids or talk about your mom or some shit that I can relate to, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
At the end of the day, with all music, that's what's gonna make it timeless. It's the shit that niggas can relate to, you know?
So do you think people are doing it to be famous?
What, the whole, like, constant aggression thing?
Yeah.
I would say it's more like monkey see, monkey do. If my favorite artist is talking about some shit, I'm inclined to talk about that same type of shit, whether or not I come from that. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's a lot of that, and that's why I would even say, let's say someone like Future, not that Future's gonna listen to me, but I'll say, yo, Future, you're making niggas rap a certain type of way. I'm sure you could rap other ways.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Like, just
Future definitely does though.
especially you listen to Hendrix. That's my favorite Future album.
Yeah, that's mine too.
And he stepped away from all that shit and was just making real music.
Yeah.
I wish he would get in that bag a little more, you know?
Did you hear the last album though he dropped?
Which one?
Well, with Metro?
We Don't Like You 2 or whatever it is.
Oh, yeah, with Metro.
Yeah, with the more R&B vibe. What do you think about that?
My Boozy was telling me to check it out. I gotta
You
check it
haven't
out.
checked it out?
Nah,
Honestly,
sometimes I'd be a little delayed
like,
on
it's
hip-hop.
more like it's more the Hendrix vibe.
Okay, yeah.
But
yeah.
he still has a 1-2 like trap in there, but it's more Hendrix
There's,
vibe. I think you'll like
there's some
it.
gas on there.
Yeah.
The
I'm a peep.
podcast, man, Northern Ruckus.
Yeah.
What was that pivot about? Like, where did that come about?
Okay, well, it's funny because this is a great interview. Like, this is actually a great and one of the
Yeah.
best interviews I ever did.
Dope.
I'll say
I
that.
appreciate that.
But in general, when I was rapping and shit like that, a lot of the times I'll be going into interviews and just waiting for them to ask the right question.
Right.
Or waiting for the moment to be right, or waiting for the vibe to be right and shit. And
Right.
as I started getting older, you see all these niggas with their podcasts and shit. It's like, oh, that's dope, bro. We just control our own media, control our own narrative. And I don't gotta wait for no one to ask me the right question. I'll just ask myself, or
Yeah, you
I'll set it up.
Right,
You know what
right.
I'm saying? Like, so it's just like, yeah,
How
bro,
does
you're sick of waiting on niggas to interview.
How does
you
it
know?
feel being on the other side of the camera now? Like, you know what I mean? Like 'cause
behind
you
the
were,
type
you
shit?
were the guy being interviewed, now you're interviewing people and shit. Like, how does that feel?
You're
Like,
setting up lights.
you
you're
know,
making
like
sure
it's just
the
like
road
you're on the
cameras
other
and
side
mics are all-
of you're on the other side of the fence now.
Yeah.
It's
you
funny though,
know?
because remember I told you guys though, we started out as Prime. So when we were in Prime in high school, our first thing that we were doing was shooting videos for niggas. So really, that's where I got my start. Even we shot a Sick Thugs video in Regent Park. I forget the name of the song right now, but like with like Banana Clip and all these guys, like we shot the video. Like I was there behind the scenes, figuring out shots and all this type of shit. So I have a background on all that shit, anyways. Like, you know.
Okay. That's crazy, man. That's crazy. So, tell people a little bit about the podcast. What is it about? Like, you know, like what's the gist?
It's called Northern Ruckus with 2 S's. You can find it on YouTube. I'm pretty sure we're up on everything. Like I made my boys upload it on everything, like Rumble or wherever the fuck niggas be watching shit. Wherever you watch it, yeah, make sure it's on there.
Instagram, don't worry yourself.
Yeah.
Type in Northern Rumble with 2 S's.
No, Northern Ruckus.
Northern Ruckus, my bad. Northern Ruckus with 2
you're
S's.
good. Well, yeah, Northern Ruckus, and I just try to like what I'm trying to do is just highlight Canadian culture. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I feel like you're dope and you're Canadian, I want to have you on the show. Really, you know?
Right.
Yeah.
That's amazing, man. Like, honestly, you know, big up to the pivot. Like, I love it because it's just like I was telling you before, I feel like being a rapper is like the most dangerous job. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Even if you're kind of like involved in urban music, you know what I mean? You don't even have to be involved in the streets like that, and then all of a sudden you're sucked into this weird like.
Yeah, and like,
you know?
and that's the thing too. It's like that's why, fam, I would never get too preachy and tell niggas, yo, you know, like, you know what I'm saying?
But sometimes you have to talk to the youths.
I tell them like, yo, fam, carry yourself a certain way. Even if you're moving sick, just carry yourself a certain way, fam. Because you got to remember, there's corporate shit and then there's street shit, and you got to make sure you could handle both. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't set yourself up that you're only good at one of these things. Well, I mean, if you're only gonna be good at one of them, at least be good at the corporate thing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, at least that's real. Like, you know, the street shit is cool, it has its purpose, but that shit is more survival type shit. And that's another reason why I don't tell niggas like nothing about that shit. Cause nigga, you gotta do what you gotta do to survive. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But don't take that shit like it's gonna be the end all be all forever. Cause you gotta get out the streets.
Nah,
and you gotta
for
go
sure.
into real life one day.
Yo,
know
you
what I'm saying?
can't be a 40-year-old trying to
hip bust up, you know what I mean? You can't be 60, your hips smash up, trying to shoot the strap. Like
that's a really good message. Like, what would you say to, like, you know, because there's a lot of people I'm sure that are fans of yours, probably buddies of yours too, that are 9-to-5 guys. Like, what do you say about that? What would you say to, you know?
I'll say, bro, that's what's up. Especially because, like, bro, like, a lot of niggas had too much pride to get a job, and it's like, bro, you have a job to pay your bills and to take care of your family. Like, you're a real man. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, no, bro. That's one fucked up thing about our culture. Niggas be trying to clown on niggas for having jobs. And like,
it's weird.
It's super crazy. I'd rather have a job than not have a job. I'd rather have paper than not have paper.
Yeah, like, I'd rather eat. Like, you know what I mean? I wasn't trying to eat Mr. Noodles tonight and tomorrow night. Like,
for the foreseeable future. Yeah. Nah, so I would just say, just always have a plan, man. Because sometimes sometimes you're not gonna have no options. Fair enough, but just make plans for when you do have an option. You know?
Oh fuck, man! It's like a lot of rappers have gone too soon. Pop Smoke, Bully, Nipsey Hussle, JG, Smoke Dogg.
Yeah, R.I.P. Smoke.
R.S.P. Smoke.
Yeah, and
Dogg,
there's so many more names on there. That's the thing, you know.
So many more names. Like, what was the impact that Smoke Dogg had on the city to you?
Oh man, huge. Because it's the same way my boy came up to me and said, "Yo, when you start rapping, people gravitate towards you."
Right.
Fam, I never seen nothing like when Smokey was rapping, fam.
It was crazy still.
Yeah, when those guys started going, that's when I was like, because like for me, fam, it was easy to be like, "Yo, you guys got it. I'm gonna link up with you guys," but I see the people are gravitating towards you guys. Me and you are cool. Like, you do your thing, fam. Like, Smoke Dogg was about to be a big artist. Like, people who weren't really tuned in don't realize, like, Smoke Dogg was about to be one of the biggest artists the city's ever seen, just because how people in the city gravitated towards him. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And he was super charismatic, man. Like, I don't know if you guys ever met him.
Yeah, he was a character. Funny guy.
Bro, super nice, super humble. Like, just for one example, like, anytime Smokey had to do a show, he would always say, "Get all my friends in first, and then I'm coming in. I'm not stepping foot in there until all my friends are in." Bro, you know how many rappers show up and then their friends are outside? Like,
outside in the cold.
Yeah, they're like, yo, trying to bring down their phone and niggas on stage performing. Even myself, not to say I've been guilty of that directly, but I never been that thoughtful 24/7. But this nigga was always thoughtful of his peoples, always made sure everyone was good, as far as his family, his homies, everybody. So he was a stand-up guy, man. And I think that was a big loss for the city, you know?
Yeah, crazy. How did the loss of Smokey affect the team? Like, you know, like...
Well, I would say, like, if you look at Full Circle, it definitely broke up Full Circle. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
That was the end of Full Circle for sure. And then, like, as far as, like, you know, on the Prime side of things, like I said, we were just having fun, right?
Right.
And once that shit happened, it was like, that shit's not fun no more, bro. Like, and I know some people look at us like, oh, you niggas dropped the ball. You should keep going. And it was just like, nigga, I was just having fun with my homie, and now he's not here no more.
It kills the vibe.
It doesn't make me want to rap no more.
Yeah.
If you niggas hear what I have to say, it's gonna be depressing and shit. You don't want to hear that shit. You know what I'm saying? And some people might, whatever, but
no, but you should tell us. You know, like what
it's like. It's like this conversation,
you know?
and it's just like, bro, like, it's not a conversation I want to have in rhyming. Like, I don't want to fucking figure out how to rhyme my feelings. You know what I'm saying? Like, let me just say what the fuck I gotta say, so niggas could hear it in plain English. But it's, like, I commend anybody who could come up with catchy shit for how they're feeling and shit. That's the beauty of music, for sure.
Right.
But I'm just going through my own shit, and it's not some shit that I need to make rhyme and sound good for other people. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It is what it
is. I mean, you
right?
do with your pain what you want. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, exactly.
That's your pain to deal with. You know what I'm saying? I understand that, man.
Yeah.
Can you, like, you know, I don't want to push too much, but can you take us back to that day? Like,
no, that day was fucked up.
Right.
That day was fucked up because you gotta remember I lost 2 of my homies that day.
No, that was
so Cozy was like my
R.I.P. Cozy.
Yeah,
man.
like that was like my best friend. Like Cozy, me and him would ride around all the time, like, you know.
Right,
and then Smokey, like I said, every time I seen Smokey, it was all love. Like every time I seen him, because sometimes we wouldn't see each other for a while. I remember one of the last times I was saying, like, yo, fam, every time I see you, I feel so happy, fam. Like, it's always good to see you, you know? It's like saying, bro, like, you know, we got to make sure we link up more often and stuff, you know? At the time, he was getting real busy. He was on his way to Startup, you know?
Yeah, sure.
But, yeah. And then with Posey, it's like, me and him used to talk about everything. And I'm like, even now when you get into this boxing shit, me and Cozy used to talk all the time. He'd be like, yo, fam, like, one day you ever want to box? I got to see you box. I'm like, yeah, fam, I'm just doing the rap thing right now, but I would love to go pro or something, you know? I was young at the time, like 24, 25, we were having these conversations.
you turn around one day, you're like, fuck, I'm 30. If I don't do this shit now, when the fuck am I gonna do it, you know? So that's why I said, I'm just gonna do it, you know?
So recently, on social media, Drewski was caught live tongue kissing Ruby Rose, and Ruby Rose is a well-known girl throughout the industry, you know what I mean? Fam, Drewski's not the, like, he's a more pleasantly plump guy, you know what I'm saying? I'm happy for us, too. I never heard about this.
But I'm happy for the guy.
Have you ever dated any, like, Instagram models, or? Yeah, I have. Yeah. So she got up, because you guys were kind of the kings of, like, Queen and King Street at one point, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, you guys are knocking them down. Yeah, man, you can see that. Yeah.
I like females for sure, man. It is what it is, but like bro, when it comes to girls and stuff like that, there's nothing like, bro, don't ever let no one take away your happiness. Like, cause I'll tell this story, bro. Just cause on the topic, I was in high school, I was fucking with this chick, I really liked her. But yeah, we were just messing around and shit, regular high school shit. And then one day my boy comes up to me, he's like, yo, fam, like, she's mad weak, bro. Like, you don't notice her eyes are crossed. Like, started giving me the rundown. Like, I'm like, okay. So I stopped talking to her. And the next day, this nigga's with her.
Everything but the big backside, right?
Yeah. Classic, right? So I'm like, oh, that's sick. So I say that, bro. When you like a girl, don't worry about what no one has to say. Enjoy your happiness. Just one, you know? Like,
You're talking about things on your Instagram live?
Me? No. Me? No, but that's, to each his own, man. To each his own. Like, yeah. But he's, like you said, man, he probably never had a bitch like that. It's probably his first time. He's happy. And the thing is, too, is like, I don't think women are like men. Like, see how niggas just care about a bitch being sexy?
Yeah.
I feel like a woman can be attracted to a man because he's doing a lot of shit. He's doing good in his life. He's in a good place. So she's probably genuinely attracted to Drewski. It's not like some gold digger situation. Like, no, the nigga's funny as shit.
Yeah, she definitely could.
You know, like,
She can go get with an NBA player if she wants to.
Billionaire.
That's what I'm saying. Bitches like to laugh and shit. Yeah, bitches don't just care about if a nigga's physique, like.
But like,
yeah.
Are you afraid of him catching like maybe an STD, the Rocky?
Yeah, just like I would say to any nigga with any bitch, just go get tested with her one time and you don't have to think about it no more.
All right. Because you know, like, it's crazy. The Rocky is it's really long, like, you know.
That's another thing too, fam. Like, I don't want to judge, but if you notice, like, a lot of these niggas share bitches, fam. It's crazy in the industry. Yeah. And I wonder if it's this. It's like, is it because it's hard to get into the industry and they're like, I don't want to just let every bitch in this. Because look at Quavo with Sweetie. You're like, damn, I got burned. I put this bitch in the industry and she fucked off.
Quavo has to do a rage, I hit it first. That's all you can say.
That would be more my style. I'd be the one bringing bitches into the game. But then it sucks as you bring the bitch up and then you see her over there getting cracked and then the niggas making songs about it. Chris Brown type shit, you know? Like, that's crazy, man. Like, this nigga only knows about you as me.
Yeah, I built to. Like, I got the little pieces.
But that's kind of hilarious.
So if you're reading this, it's
too late. Like, that's the whole prime of like the 6. Yeah, I guess like the prime boys was on at some point. Can you explain to us like what groupies were like at that point in your life?
Groupies were me and shit. I don't even lie, fam. Like, I was done pretty good with the girls. Like, the rap shit, if anything, made it more difficult. I won't say this. Sam, a lot of times, like when I started dealing with bitches after I got like notoriety and shit, bitches be acting like, oh, you think you're this, you think you're that. As opposed to before, it was like, oh, who are you? Like, oh, you're sick. Hey, like, they'd be like surprised, but now they think, oh, everyone thinks he's sick. I don't want to gas up his head. Toronto bitches are fucked. Toronto bitches are really fucked. I'm telling you, but yeah, I don't know, man. The groupie fair, I would say, it's always been decent.
So how do you feel about this Universal Money group monopoly that's going on right now? Apparently they're taking over like something close to crazy, like 70% of the record labels, they plan to kind of take over all streaming platforms with the new streaming platform. Hey, what they say anyways, they say all the companies in the world are owned by 6 mega corporations. Basically, yeah. So I mean, if you really know what you really know, it could be devastating for music, though. Like, you could not make it out.
The money and shit on it is cool and shit, right? But like more so than anything, you gotta remember, people just want to be stars. Like, people want to be heard. Like, especially someone with their first record. You ever met someone who's pushing their first record?
Yeah.
They just want to be heard.
Yeah, yo, I'll give you $5. Alright, yo.
Listen to this, yo. They're playing that for you on their phone. Like,
yeah, let's go. Stand up right here. Please.
Yeah, bro, the amount of people I have in my DMs, please. Just, on one person, one view, you get a million. Like,
Yeah, so guys wasn't even saying that, but no, like the whole thing's gonna bring streaming's already at like 0.0001% or something, and apparently it's gonna drop that number. But it's gonna be devastating.
I would just say to that, niggas just gotta pivot. Like, just don't rely on streaming to make your money.
Physical
streaming will streaming will more become like a promotional thing.
Yeah.
Get your name out there and you make money off what you said.
It's like a commercial.
Merch, whatever.
Physical shit that you can hold in your hand. I can't hold the stream. How much you want for it?
Yeah. We gotta go back to like, I don't know if we're gonna make CDs or like, I don't know, maybe we gotta make access to playlists or some shit. Like,
Oh, that's crazy, man.
put a playlist on a keychain on a QR code. See if you guys
And media in general, like, even if you look at like video games and shit, like all that shit going super digital, it's not good. It's not good because, let's say your account gets taken down, you lose all your games, you spend thousands of dollars. Nigga, if you had the hard disk with the FBI's gonna kick down your door, come take your fucking game back. Niggas don't really realize that we're getting got. Like, these companies are selling us a game for $100 and they're giving us a digital file. Like,
It's coming around. Like,
and all of a sudden you're playing the game. Want to level up? Extra $2.99. No, I just spent a bill.
And then you have the subscription.
Shit, like, there's subscription, bro.
Cash never ending. So I think, like I said, like, you just gotta pivot. Like, when it comes to that music shit, streaming won't always be the end all of it all. Like, you know.
Right.
With the influence of Drake, a Canadian kind of taking over music, being at the forefront of music for so long, like up and down radio music, you know what I'm saying? Why do you think it's still hard for Canadians to break into the American market?
I don't know. I can't really speak on that too much. We have a lot of Canadians who have broken through.
Right.
I would say it's hard for everybody
It's like
to
a
break
draft,
through,
though, man. It's like,
bro, look at the amount of artists from Toronto. What's the biggest rapper from Idaho? What's the biggest rapper from Scranton? What's the biggest rapper from, like, there's all these little pockets of America that you'll never hear about a rapper from there. Who's the biggest rapper from Minnesota? You know what I'm saying? Like, we let this invisible line make us think that because we're on the other side of it, that's why we're kept out.
right.
Bro, there's more Toronto rappers than there is from like 90% of the US cities. So I'm saying, you need to get that thought out of their head. Like, we're here, fam.
So they're just shit. They don't have any business acumen, is what you're saying?
What, niggas feeling they can't get over?
Yeah.
If you're not hot, you're not gonna get over. It's that simple. But if you're hot, if niggas have shown if you're hot, your shit will translate. And like I said, once you're hot, go over to LA. Niggas have shown you the formula, just copy it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Everybody that's big has gone to LA. If you want to get to that certain level, that's what you gotta do. I don't know what happens, what you gotta do over there and whatever, behind closed doors, I don't know. What you gotta sign, I don't know. But you get there, you'll figure it out. You know, you gotta just keep grinding and shit, and that's where it's at. But yeah, you can easily make it out the city and get a buzz. Like, come on now, there's so many big rappers in the city.
Are you currently listening to any like I would say like new young rappers right now?
No.
Okay.
No, to be honest with you, no. Just for one, it's hard to find them.
Yeah.
Like, the game's real saturated.
Mm-hmm.
There's not much motivation. Like, why would I have to spend my time in my day to find a new artist? If someone shows me something, I'm all ears.
Yeah.
But no one's really bringing nothing up to me. Like, you need to hear this. You know what I'm saying?
I like to hear that. You know why? Because, you young rappers, get motivated. OGs are telling you they're not finding your shit. Get your shit out there so these guys can find you. Please. This is what I want to hear.
Yeah.
Get the motivation up. I rate that one.
Yeah. Just be creative. Like,
You gotta find the Jermaine Brandon in your high school and just start fucking, sketches in your books and shit, and fucking follow the same program.
So skipping class, go to class and have business meetings in class.
And have all your friends tell you that, you won't do it, you're not serious.
yeah.
Okay. So
what is it about that American market where they're just like turning on this guy all the time? Nah, bro, like, because it's just like the whole market.
Everybody. But bro, you look at greatness in general. That's usually how it goes. Like everyone says LeBron James is not the GOAT. Everyone's gonna say Floyd Mayweather ran. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like everyone's gonna say what they're gonna say to try to drag down greatness. You know, I find people don't really like to give people their flowers and shit while they're here. Because the crazy thing is knock on wood, obviously, you know. But if the boy would have died tomorrow, how many people would come out saying he's the greatest thing of all? It'd be pandemonium, but people take shit for granted and they don't wanna, you know, say what it is, right? Especially like a lot of these other people who are hating on him and saying, oh, we never liked him. There's people who he's in competition with, and he's winning the competition. Just to be simple about it, you know what I'm saying? But I'll say this too, there's another narrative going around. People say, oh, Drake doesn't do nothing for the culture, he doesn't do nothing for the culture. Right. And for me, it's like, I don't know. I'm not gonna be like the number one, like, you know, shooter and shit. But fam, just look at the city before he came out, and look at the city now. How much of that did he attribute, right? Like I even said this with the Six thing, like how some obscure artists didn't have to go and do all that. And when he did it, it made the city more culturally sound. So how does he not give back to the culture? That is literally giving back to the culture.
So,
you know?
What do you say?
So we haven't had it, like, when we were younger, I feel like there was multiple beefs like that, like top industry guys like going at it constantly.
Shut down the internet.
Right? Like, but now, like, I feel like you haven't had one of those in like so long, so it was just like, as like a fan of hip hop, it was just nice to see. Like, if you think about, we got different matches against D-Block, Jay-Z against Nas. Fucking, I can't
50 Cent against Ja.
Like,
50 Cent against everybody.
Exactly. But like, it's just crazy. Like, those are always like, there's constantly rap beef going on. Like,
and also there's heavy.
But that's what I say to the kids. It's like, bro, remember that there's just the same way there's a boxing match, the same way there's a basketball game. That's all it is, bro. It's competition. So don't take it to the point where this nigga's out rapping me, I gotta shoot him. That's crazy. Like that shit is just holding back niggas in general. Like, you gotta realize white people are not doing that to each other. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, country artists don't have to worry about that type of shit. Like, you can say it's dangerous to be a rap artist. That's because niggas are rap artists. Like, it's not dangerous to be a country artist, it's not dangerous to be a pop artist, it's not dangerous to be a rock star. So niggas gotta really fix up on that and keep it to what it is. And like, that shit's gonna happen, but niggas don't need to be getting into, bro, you're getting into with niggas that you don't know in real life. You just know them from the music game. Relax, like, you know?
You guys find out your moms are like best friends from like 20 years ago, and like, bang, now you put your mom's married son, now you're racing to your boobs.
Crazy shit like that.
Real shit though, so
you never met your cousin and he's from another block, you don't even realize.
And then bang, so it goes.
And we have so much more in common. Like when you're broke and shit, like you don't realize that, bro. You have so much more in common with that person than you realize. You live in the same life.
I feel like that's with most people though. Like, you know, I mean, people all different backgrounds, all kinds of shit. But it's like we're really just talking, communicating. Everybody's like pretty similar.
Yeah.
We all kind of want similar things.
We all got problems.
Everybody has problems.
God yells at us sometimes.
Everybody trying to eat some food for a man, like one-on-one stuff, drink some juice, and
every man needs to relax after work.
100%. And that's what I'm saying too. Like that's what the niggas really want to like vibe to. It's like fam, like all the murder shit. It's like that's why I don't listen to a lot of shit these days. It's like fam, I'm just trying to chill out right now. I'm trying to smoke. I just had a long day. You know what I'm saying? I don't need to hear all that shit. And that shit will brainwash you when you keep listening to it.
For sure, like you've done fucking like did you collab on the if you're reading this is too late? Did you do any collaborative work on that project?
Yeah, I think is that the one?
The one with the praying hands.
Way back
if my name wasn't on it, probably not. But at the time we were going back and forth a lot.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't.
Which project were you on more?
The one that my name is on, for sure, because like my vocals and my songs on it. But in general, from when I first started fucking with them to like 3-4 years after, I'll always be sending them shit. I can't say for a fact if anything came of it, but I like to think, you know, I might have inspired this, inspired that, you know what I'm saying? Nothing that I would say, yo, see this right here? I did that.
When you wrote that?
Nothing to jump out the window, but I like to think I had a little bit of something.
So are you OVO certified?
Yeah. I'm cool with that. Are you
part of OVO? Like,
I wouldn't say I'm part of it. I wouldn't say like I'm a member, but shit, I rocked with them niggas for so long and done so much business with them. I don't know. Maybe it's a conversation we need to have. I don't know. I would say if niggas are saying this and that about them, like I'm not gonna be like, yo, I'm gonna ride out on you, but like I'll say like, yo, like keep in mind this, keep in mind that, like it's a mutual respect.
How do you feel that Toronto embraces it?
I feel like they do for the most part, but lately niggas are acting crazy.
Toronto loves Drake, or do you think they like?
I thought everyone loved him, but niggas are showing their colors right now. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, just think back to before him, man, because we were T.O. and Cardinal officials are the biggest rappers.
Yeah, Cardinal. Wow.
Niggas don't remember the dark times, man.
Why don't you bring it up on the show? Like
Bring Drake and like boss Drake, but that's for another episode.
Yeah. Shout out to Cardinal. He was holding it down for the city for a long time. Like I said, he was the top guy before Drake. I don't want to go back to them times.
Yo, you know what's crazy? Yo, when you think about that time, the biggest hit of the city at that time was Money J. Like, that was the only track I could go anywhere and talk about. Like, where you from? Toronto. What's the song they have? Money J. Yeah, man. That's money. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, bro. Like, that was the biggest hit back in the day. Like,
Black Chase were doing their thing. Shout out to those guys.
That's way back.
Kind of wipe away that history. I'm just saying, kind of from a loss.
Yeah, since then, like. Not every, like, yo, like, think about it, like, now, like, you got every, like, if you're even a local Toronto artist, your shit's getting played everywhere because of Spotify or whatever, versus, like, back in the day, I could not imagine, like, flying to Japan and listening to, like, a man here say a tape on a record or something, hearing a man even know what that even means, like,
exactly.
Crazy, so I think it's just different now.
And that's the wild part, too, we don't do it, because it's funny, like, you listen to Cardinal and shit, and he'll let you know that's the lingo for sure, but it just wasn't a thing where it was getting out of the city.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like now it's like, yeah, we've always been like this. It's not new shit. Niggas talking crazy shit. It's not necessarily new. I feel like some of the kids are running away a little too wild with it.
Yeah, no, definitely. The way they talk, it's like, oh man, my stomach is hurting. Like, why do you talk like that? No one talks like that.
Yeah. Honestly, looking at it, he's literally, like I said, he's a tourist gun for hip hop out of Toronto. You know what I'm saying? A lot of it is rap and house tracks and for a podcast. It's just like everything pops off every time, so more power to you, dog. You know, it's just much more success and big ups and respects to all the things you do in the future. Yes, appreciate the conversation. And this is OG MacG from Balaclava Diaries.